Hey, everybody. We will be with you shortly. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to DYOR Live. It is January 16th. Yes, I had to look at the date on that already. I keep forgetting what day it is because the time, as we get older, moves fast and fast and fast and even more fast. But anyway, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world, and I got my co-host Pedro Garcia in the house. Pedro!
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well.
Pedro, give everyone a big welcome while I get the social media started behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead. If you guys don't mind, please hit that like, sub, and comment comment button, or make a statement. Tell me where you're coming from or where you would like to be. Right now, it is a snowy, rainy day from where I'm at, so I definitely would rather be up on the beaches in San Diego surfing and enjoying life. But I hear it's pretty cold over there too, so maybe I just go down to like Gold Coast, Australia, and hang out over there. I mean that I spent some time over there, man. When
Exactly.
I was in the military.
Or on the Perth side also. Gold Coast is a great area, everybody says. But on the Perth side, one of our longtime friends here, Ryan King from Perth, Australia, they've got a couple little islands off there that when you see the influencers on Instagram posted from there, you're like, man.
That's the place.
And that's how they spend their Christmas. You know, we spend it freezing our cojones off, and then they spend it on the beaches because it is the opposite down there. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome. As always, as Pedro says, I'm going to reinforce it. Please like, share, comment. We need that engagement. Our channel is growing, and we want to keep the momentum going. And specifically, we want to get it going here on the live stream. Some of our recorded videos have gone viral lately, but we want the live stream to get going so we can get more live viewers interacting. So this show's all about interacting, asking questions, talking about crypto, the digital economy, policy, regulation, and or technical analysis. And on that note, Pedro, let's get right to it. Let's see what's going on in the markets.
Definitely. Let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. All right, guys. So
really quick, Shamsu Abdullah, Abduli. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Welcome from Nigeria, our first viewer from Nigeria in a long time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Awesome. And if you can, please hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. That always helps, especially getting this information out there and letting people know who we are.
Yeah, Trojan, we were at 2,200 only 3 or 4 weeks ago, and now we're over 7,000. My Bricks videos went viral and got a lot of subs, and also we got a lot of subscribers from frankly, from Pitmonk, bringing in the mainnets community.
Yeah, appreciate that. Really. All right, so guys, let's check out Bitcoin here real quick right now. Bitcoin right now is consolidating. We're not seeing a lot of volume coming in, but yesterday we did have Martin Luther King's Day. A lot of people respect him, honor him for what he did with the civil rights. So a lot of times that's actually a day where you really don't see hardly any volume. It's like Christmas volume. And you see the trading. And it is a national day where the U.S. government and all banks do shut down. So also a day slow down there. But even today, when you look at Bitcoin, we're not seeing a lot of volume coming in. So it's one of those things that is very, very interesting. And additionally to that, with Bitcoin, as we are... Actually, quick question. So do you have the CNBC still playing right now?
I do.
You might turn that down real quick, just a little.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can
hear it.
I think you're hearing the. You can hear the CNBC. All right, let me go fix that while you're doing your thing.
All right, definitely. It's just in my ears. That's why. So perfect, awesome, thank you. All right, so you can see here within Bitcoin that we are starting to have a little bit of a turn. If that 8 goes and turns around, and this is important as I said, we could have this situation going on, as you see, where we pushed up, we consolidated, right? And then we pushed up again. So that could be where we're sitting at, okay? But you can see right here that as price was actually selling off, there really wasn't like a lot of sell pressure. I mean, it was, but wouldn't can say higher than the other buy pressure. Whereas in these levels here, I'm looking at the volume, and let me move this over here so you guys can sit there and see it. We're seeing more sell pressure. Sell pressure is higher than the actual buy pressure quite a bit. So as I'm looking at we're talking 10-15% higher. So to me, I'm more bearish simply because we're about to come in. If today we stay below
Welcome,
the
Kaching,
8-period moving
Kaching, Kaching
average,
in the house.
what up, King? You can see right here that if we cross that 8 period to that 20 period, this is going to hold as resistance up to the upside. And so if we see that, I do expect us, I'm just seeing this right here. This is what I see the charts telling me. Like at least down to test that 39,000, and if not much further down, because through this has all been traded through. So there's not really any buyers sitting here. Our buyers are sitting at this level of that 33,000 and down to that 30,000 area. It's really important to pay attention to that, because as we start to sell off, like I want to see something like this. As we sell off, we see big buyer candles as we're selling off, which means that the institutions are buying, right? It just wasn't a hype thing that they were trying to do. So that's what I'm looking for. You can see right as we were selling off, you see how we have these wicks right here, these buyer wicks coming in, buyer wicks, boom, buyer wicks coming in, buyer wicks as we're pushing down. That's what I want to see as we're following the sell pressure as we're pushing down. Now let's check out to see if we're seeing any type of short stepping. All right, so as you guys can see, as Bitcoin is kind of going sideways, you can see that sell pressures did push up we did push down the market as you look on Thursday the 11th, and then right here into Friday the 12th we pushed up. But you can see that these are short-term shorts because they're taking profit already at these lower levels with Bitcoin. So now you can see that they're taking off their shorts. But in addition to that,
I don't take their shorts off. Sorry, double entendre.
That's actually good. Now you can see here right now, as I'm looking at Bitcoin longs, the amount of people that are buying Bitcoin, you can see here that there's not a lot of people buying Bitcoin. And this is literally people buying the spot coin itself, and we're not seeing a lot of big volume happening here. So in comparison to, let's say, we look at the broader part of this, you can see that's not a lot there. Even though there's green, this is, this is one day. These are a few days here, right? So looking at this, it's showing me more bearish sentiment in the market as people wanting to buy. People don't want to buy at these higher levels to them as they see it. They think that that's a little overpriced, so they want to wait for it to sell off. So we're seeing not a lot of buyers, and we're seeing shorts take off. So I want to bring up another thing right here, and this is really important. Give me 1 second. Where was it? These are just some of the places that I get my news. You guys jump on here and get it as well. I think it was Unfold. Yeah. So I think this was really interesting. Crypto VC capital investment and BTC pricing. You can see here at the source is Galaxy Research. And capital investments, as you see right here, is in the blue. So in the bull market, you can see as we started pushing, you can see how we started seeing a lot of push up. In the previous part to the bear market or to the bull market, you can see right here, back here in 2016-17, that we saw a drop off of the market. Then we saw a big push up, and then it fell back down, right? Then when you look at again here, you see a similar situation where you see a push up, then a drop off, and then a big push up, right, of investments. Here, we're not really seeing that. It's like, look, we're almost having a divergence in a sense where the market in itself sold off, okay, and then pushed up. So this is the reason why I'm saying this is kind of what we're looking like right now in this period of 2017, 2018, right, where we did see another sell-off. So I think maybe that we could be seeing some type of sell-off because the investment of capital coming into crypto and Bitcoin, you can see here, is definitely kind of pulling back. So that's why I am so bearish on this right now.
Huh.
But I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong.
So Pedro, in this time of waffling, as they say, as I'm calling it, with BTC, what's the time frame you have up on that chart? Daily or no? You have
yeah, this would be the daily. Yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me go to BTC here.
Oh, I thought you were still on BTC.
No, I am. But I just went to the BTC sells and buys.
Oh, right. So the moving average lines that you have here, which ones are which? Let's just give a little point out to our viewers which moving averages.
This is the 8-period moving average. This is my 20-period moving average. So any trader.
You know what? I can't see. Hold on. Let me. All right, you show me the 8-period one.
All right, so this right here, where the purple line is.
This was here 8.
Yep, this is my 8.
Okay.
My 20 is sideways here. And then my 50-period moving average.
The yellow one is 20?
Yep.
Okay.
And then my gray line here is my 50-period moving average.
Yep, 50.
So we just came down to the 50-period moving average, and we didn't bring a lot of volume here. We brought in a lot of sell volume. When you come down to the 50-period moving average, you want to see a lot of buy volume. 50-period moving average is that equilibrium of, all right, if it's going to turn around, it will most likely turn around on that 50-period moving average on the daily. You can see here that we really here's a good example. Came down and then pushed up, right? But you can see how the sellers dropped off there, right? And wasn't a lot, and so they knew they were going to push it up, boom, boom. But they pierced this moving average. So for example, you can see here how we hit that 20, okay?
Here.
And then we hit the 20 again right here, but we pierced it. We pushed through, yep. And then, so the next time it comes back to it, it's going to literally be weak. So it's not going to hold, right? So you can see here, here's the piercing of the 50. And now we sold off again and we pierced it. And now we've closed below it, hard close. So when I see something like that, and then on top of that, I see a higher volume spike of red versus green on the green days. To me, that's more of an indication that we should be selling off. So what they'll do is all these people here who went short, but they're still novices, they're a little too early, they want to stop them out. So what they're going to do is when they're short, they're going to wait for it to push up.
Right. They'll wick it up.
They'll push it up. They'll wick it up, like you said. Hit that 8-period moving average. This will act as a resistance to see it then drop even further, which is the next spot is that 39,000.
All right, so in this area, then you're saying somewhere in there's an area to get short. Is that what?
Yeah, if you're going to get short, this is where you'd want to get it between here, and you want to align it with a 4 to 8 hour zone. So basically, you see how this is a zone right here, this wick, right? That's an area you might want to get in on.
Yeah.
Or potentially up in these upper levels here, right? But you want to see a catalyst. So most likely we're going to see some type of news come out, some regulatory news. That's
timing the market is always easier said than done.
Well, I mean, I said expected crazy news to come out over the weekend or something like that, and then we saw a war. So,
right.
Dude, we need to put a video of that, like time stamp it, and then say boom. I'm not saying that that's not what happened. I'm not saying that, but it's uncanny how when we come up to an area of buyers or sellers, good news either come out or bad news comes out. So,
no, we'll take it. We'll take the good news. That's for sure.
Yeah. So this is the area that I would think that we're going to see potentially a turnaround. And let me go ahead and put this a red, and I'll make this here because it's inner time change.
Well, I asked these questions, Pedro, because you and I have been talking about the market going down into the $30,000 range for quite some time now, and that leads everyone to speculate and say, "Oh, it's going to go down. I want to get a short position or something like that. But our warning is always that you have to be careful with that, because the exchanges and market makers, they know this, and they can see the order books, not maybe your particular order, but in general, they have the liquidity map and the heat maps and all that kind of stuff showing where the orders are. And they know that they can make more money if they, especially the exchanges, if they can stop you guys out, they take all your money. It's like rolling 7 and craps. Crapped out. But anyway, so we want people to be careful when thinking about that, because if you know the market's going to go down at our level here, the people that are, we'll say those people behind the scenes, but the market makers, the exchanges, and the big players and the big day traders, they know this too. Guys like Michael Saylor. Well, Michael Saylor's in accumulation mode. He just bought another 16,000 BTC, I think. So you got to be careful, because they're going to manipulate that market to wreck your day, because they want more price action for themselves. And if they're able to take your money and be your exit liquidity, or your margin moves to their pockets, that's ultimately better for them. So you got to be careful, and you really got to look for that zone that Pedro's been talking about, and feel free to ask more questions. I mean, maybe someday we can have a dedicated trading stream or something like that, where it's just Pedro giving a lesson or two on a few little things to keep you from making tragic mistakes. Not telling you how to trade and how to make money, because you're gonna have to do that yourself, but how to avoid tragic mistakes, and saying, I know the market's going to go down. And sure enough, in the next 3 days, the market tanks, but they wicked you up first and stopped you out, and your margin called you, and you lost all your money. So got to be careful with that, and we always want you guys to be aware of these types of things. Richard Waynick, first time here. I can't say...
Richard's been here before.
It's his first time here, my first time here.
Oh, no, he's been here before.
You know what, Richard? You have been on our show before. Unless you have a twin with the same name. But anyway, Kaching says, hi, Richard. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, we have a good show here. We do it live a couple times a week. We try to do it a lot, but can't always do it. We discuss the markets, regulation, policy, what's going on, all that time. First live chat. Gotcha.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Got it. Welcome, my brother.
He says, I'm trying to find people to talk with and learn as much as I can to do more within the market. I got in November 23rd. Well, that's a good time. Good time to get in. Too bad you didn't get in November 23rd of 2010. Pedro and I didn't either, so don't worry about that.
And the worst part is I knew about it. And I actually had a good friend of mine saying, you should get into Bitcoin. Right. I was like, nah, I'm all right. So I feel
Richard, generally what we do is what we start. Sorry to interrupt you, Pedro. I thought you had stopped talking.
You're good.
All right, sorry about that. But anyway, Richard, generally what we do, we start the show out with to talk about Bitcoin and the markets to try and capture that initial engagement on the stream when people join us, and especially on the replay. Then we get into the news of the day, and we have a lot of, we do interviews with people in the industry too, to talk about the news of the day and that type of stuff. So we're an interesting show. We got there's a lot of shows. They're all 1 and 2 hours long. We've got other episodes called Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, which are, we have 3 seasons of shows that are all about getting rugged, getting ruined, and getting wrecked in the crypto markets and what to look out for. We've got some crypto chit chat podcasts from Carmen Crypto on there. So there's a lot of stuff on the channel to go back and look through, and that's not just for Richard, it's for all of you that are listening. But anyway, thanks for joining us, new viewers. And as we always say, if you would like, tell us where in the world you are coming to us from, and perhaps how you found us. Helps us our growing channel. And he got in apparently just after the November 22 correction. Good time.
Nice.
Good time. Nice. Kaching says beginning of 21 for him. Been about this for a year now. I love it when we get new viewers and viewers that heed our advice and interact with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
really appreciate that.
Pedro, let's get into the heart of the matter here today.
The waffling.
Right. One of the things that people always talk about is they really want to. Everybody really wants to see the altcoins run because when Bitcoin runs, it runs from 20,000 to 40,000, and you made 1x, or you were lucky you didn't time it that well, and you got in at 28, and you made 0.5x or something like that. When the alts run, you can make 10x. So everybody, Solana just famously went from $8 a year ago to over $100 now. And that's rare for a top 30 token or coin, but it's not rare for many of the top 30, top 100 to go many X's up in a maybe not even a bull run, but just in a time when Bitcoin is not doing anything. We had, like I said in the description today, and this is generally how I understand it. Pedro, correct me if I'm wrong. Money flows into Bitcoin, all is good, it appreciates, and then it kind of waffles, as I say. The technical term for that would be consolidates. And for me, consolidating is staying in the same price range, but volume is still pretty good. Waffling is it stays in the same price range, but the volume kind of sucks. Everyone's just sitting back going, let's see what happens here, guys. But their attention turns saying, hey, the market's been good. I'm psyched up. I'm ready to invest. The market's good. Bitcoin's up. It's not a bear market. We're not losing our shirts. Let's put some money somewhere. It's like being in Vegas. You got some money on this table here, and then you say, all right, let's put some money on the come line. And then, you're ready to bet some more. And so that's what happens, and that's why we say, are the alts going to run? And is that happening now? Pedro, we didn't really discuss this before the show much, but you said, oh, this is going to be a great topic. What are your thoughts on whether the altcoins are going to run now that Bitcoin's just kind of hanging out? What's up?
I do. So when you look at, so let's look at the altcoins here. We can actually go up. So one of the things that I'll do, and this is what you can do, right? So CoinMarketCap, as well as most other exchanges, right? Whether it's the DEX tools or whatever you look, we'll have like a top 100. Okay, you can see right here that they have, you can sit there. And one of the things that I try to do, and this is important, right? Like if you're looking for, and again, this is not financial advice, but this is more or less like what I do. Okay, I'll look at liquidity, right? So I'm looking at liquidity, seeing it come in or leave. And additionally to that, I'm also looking for top losers. So one of the things I'll do is I'll look for ones that have had 3, 4 losing days, but they're a top coin, a top 100 coin, or a top 200 coin, right?
Right.
Even a top 1,000 coin, because crypto is still so small, it's something to be paying attention to, because when those things do pump, it's potential. So what you want to see is a sell-off. And then from there, you see an actual a build-up and a turnaround. So, for example, now I'm going to come here, and we're just going to take, I think it's Sitecoin. All right, so I'm going to look at this, right? And I want to sit there and I want to look at, are they traded, first of all, on a lot of exchanges? You can see it is. I mean, shoot, they have pages of the markets that you can buy this at. So that's a good thing. Right, so when it does get going, there's a lot of people who have access to be able to buy this coin to push it up. Okay, if you want to short it, you can short it, but I like seeing, you can get some big X's, right? So what I do is then I will, so from here we'll say Sitecoin. Then I'm like, okay, am I seeing an increase, right, in market cap? Well, yes, I am. Look at that, right? And then let's look at, and here's the 7-day, right? You can see it's pushing. So then I want to sit there and say, is it about to get going? Is it having resistant issues? Yes or no? So I'm using this as one example as the market as it moves. So I'm gonna use this here. You can see here that they've been pushing. Psy has been pushing, right? You can see it's been pushing now since November. Okay. So what we want to do is I want to sit there and I want to see, do we have any resistance that we can play off of and wait for a sell-off? Now, this is a little too late to play this one, but this is a good example, though. Okay, we're going to go to the month, and I'm going to look to see, are there any here we go. We have this right here.
What token is that? Or coin?
This is Sitecoin.
I don't even know what that is. SIA?
Yeah, SIA coin, right. Um, give me 1 second. Boom. So here's a resistance level on that month. Okay, now I'm gonna come here to a weekly. Do we have it right there? Yep, it's on the weekly. And I'm gonna look at to see if it's on the daily. Daily day. And not so much. You can see it's been traded through. So we're strong on the weekly and we're strong on the monthly. So most likely we're gonna see some type of resistance here that's going to kick in and see it play. So give me 1 second. Yeah, so this is a decent area that we're going to see resistance come in. Now, when I'm looking at this, I want to find kind of a gauge, right, which way it goes. So you can see right here, this was previous high, which now becomes support, right? So we came up, we pushed up, we found support right here. Then we came back and found support again. Okay, so which means this would be a decent area. So then I do the same thing. What are we looking for? I want to first jump on the month for myself. Actually, I'm going to do this here real quick so I can stop having to do that. 1 month. Oh, come on, dude. 1 month, 1 week, 1 day. Okay. So that you can see on the weekly, is that same area, a decent area? It's okay. I would say probably a little further right here. So it would come right here. And I always try to get the lower one because a lot of times institutions would want to stop you out. So they'll stop out the nearest one and then come back down, or they'll push it up just a little to get you think, oh, it's going to the moon, and then it will turn around and push it up. So I always want to go with the second lower um, zone. Come on. There we are. Boom. So in between this area here, I'm looking for it to pull back. Now I get it. This is a weekly zone, but we're talking. This is what we're seeing. Like it potentially could come back down here. It could potentially come back here, but this has been traded through already, traded through. But right here, not so much. Right here and right here, there's nothing that's touched it. So now I want to then go to that daily. So give me 1 second. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is where the month is sitting. So we'll go with this one right here. But they'll probably hit that weekly one. So it's be paying attention between here and here. And then make sure, boom, month. And then from here, what you want to do is you want to see a drop, as you can see here, and momentum. So you can see as we're moving up here, you can see how we're now starting to sell. Like even though we're pushing up, we're slowing down in liquidity where there's not a lot of trading going on, which means that it's either going to sell off, because when Bitcoin goes sideways, this starts to sell off. Things like this sell off. So side coin, I do expect to see maybe a push up from here to drop, or a consolidation from here to push up to drop, because you can see here there's not a lot of, you can see right here as we're moving in, even though it was moving up, look, you saw the sell off, boom, right? Then it consolidated, and then you saw buyers step back in, push up, probably do another sell off back into this level, if not into this lower level. So if Bitcoin does do a sell off, you can correlate Bitcoin's sell off or consolidation with this. So this is one way you can use to see is all our altcoins moving. So what you do is you go through, and this takes work, right? This is work. So you need to do this. Like if you're looking for this, you need to, this isn't, it's not a quick rich thing. You have to go through and you have to analyze these charts. But you do what I just did. Right now we're going to go to the next one. Okay. Boom. Let's check out Acash network. All right, here we go. Now I use this because I can quickly jump, but I would typically look it up and I would mark up my stuff that I have on the why am I forgetting what this is called? Trading View. So give me 1 second. We'll just do it from there. So Acash, their thing is AKT. Let's jump here. AKT. Crypto, Tether, KuCoin. Okay. All right. So Acash, you can see here, it's consolidating. We're going sideways right now since January, or excuse me, yeah, January 9th. No, boom, Forgive me. Let's look at that daily chart. All right. So you can see here we're starting to sell off. It's looking like Bitcoin. It's a little stronger than Bitcoin. So I could see here and see, is this pumping? Yeah, it's potentially going to pump. So I would come down here and wait for a sell-off to an area of support. Everybody has different types of support. I use moving averages and zones, right? And I quantify my zones differently. But the key though is seeing this drop to these lower levels and then pushing back up, right? As Bitcoin is going sideways, this you should see these start to move, drop then push up, drop then push up, right? Like we're seeing. We've been going sideways, I think, Bitcoin since December, right? I think. Give me 1 second. BTC. AKT. Give me 1 second. Come on. And it's dead. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
No, we got you.
Here we are. There we are. BTC. Yeah. So we've been kind of going sideways at these levels about January 8th-ish. But this is still all one consolidate. This whole entire thing is a consolidation here. Like this was a fake pump to drop it. So I want to go through and I go through this a lot. Just quickly look at it. So have an understanding what Bitcoin is doing, right? And then what you want to see is big explosives. So you go to the 100-day, or excuse me, go to the 100. And so a cash. Let's check out a cash real quick. Actually, and you can just do it this way. You don't even need to mark it up, but you would go right here or just trading view. And you can see right here, boom, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's not really, it's like showing real strength. Are we seeing volume continuing as we're pushing up? No, we're not. Look, we're seeing now a acceleration of volume as this is pushing up, which means this is going to have a sell-off here. Boom. So let's go ahead and push to the next one. Let's go here now. Come on. All right. Let's go to Arweave. RWR, or is that what we have? All right, we're gonna hit trading view right here. I'm doing the same thing. So I know what Bitcoin, I have Bitcoin chart in my head. You can overlay Bitcoin chart on this as well if you want to, but I want to be able to sit there and see. All right, higher, we pushed up $3 to $9. Its peak is $11, right? It did 3x. 4x, but 3x to here, right? We pushed up, we started seeing volume step in. This is the same period in time we saw volume coming from Bitcoin. Boom. Now it's going sideways here. But the biggest key is this, is as you're seeing it going sideways, right? Are we seeing an accumulation within the last week? Yes, we are. Look, you can see volume now starting to step in. So potential, this could be coming here. So you want to wait for a sell-off. Maybe come down to here to $8.77 on AR, let's see, ACART or whatever this was. And then you want to see it push up, right, from a charting standpoint. You want to see it bounce also off of the moving average. So now let's go to AR.
Anyone know anything about AR? I don't know anything about it. I'm sure Google will tell me in 6 seconds. But anyone of our viewers watching invest in it or know the history of it? Yada yada yada.
So the other thing you want to look at is also a cross in moving averages. So me personally, I like to see the 8 just get over that 20 period moving average, which is a bullish sentiment. You can see how we found the 89 moving average here, found support on it exactly, and then it pushed up. So most likely, if I'm seeing, okay, a big pump right here, but it put in a topping candle here, I expect this thing to come back down to push back up. So I want to see what happens at this 8 period. You can see right here how it's really starting to find support on that 8 period, and now we're starting to see it move up. So you need to be looking at things like that on that daily chart to be able to give you whatever micro view that you want to trade off of. But I'm looking for the daily to support everything. And so each person's daily situation is different. You all use different indicators and things like that. I don't necessarily do that, but it's something that I do look at. I use these same type of stuff when it comes to. I'm just looking for trends that are starting, right? And so I'm just what I want to say. Are we starting to trend off of that 8-period moving average? Are we starting this right here to go up again, right? And so when we see money come into Bitcoin, I want to sit there and see that. Now the key is we've got to see money coming in. So now let's go into here, and we'll go back here real quick. Let's
Need that cash money's coming in.
Cash money, but we want to actually see cash money coming in. So
right.
let's do market cap.
And just, to reinforce that, when there's a negative sentiment in the market, the money's not coming into alts, just as it's not coming into Bitcoin. And so, like I referred to the title of the show today, waffling. There's got to be a little waffling going on in Bitcoin, so people want to invest that money in. And Pedro's showing you where they do it.
So then I come here to Bitcoin dominance, okay? And what I try to do, and this will say in the last 90 days, go ahead, continue. All right, I'm looking to see an increase in blue, right? So you can see that others are like the altcoins coming in. And down in here, I can start to see it start to come in. And so what I'll do is I'll go back, and I want to sit there and see people wanting to invest money. The other part that I look at, and this is another one, right? It's the greed and fear index, okay? At this point, when it goes to kind of neutral, is when I typically want to sit there and go, okay, yeah, this is getting going. And people want to buy here. Now you can see here, we're starting to get extreme greed. Okay, so when you have extreme greed in an area, what happens is people then, the institutions come in and take the other side because people are now just buying stupidly, right? So then you see a sell-off back to greed or neutral. Okay, so I want to see all these things lined up before we really start to push things and make them, until we really see a big push in things. I do use sometimes the derivative market as open interest to kind of let me know if we're sitting there, if we're looking. If I see open interest drop something similar to this right here, then that means that the overall global market for crypto is kind of chilling right now. I want to see an uptick, something kind of looking like this. I wish I could take that off for just a minute. You can see right here the big sell-off, and this was in October, right? Then we started going sideways like this, and you can see it. That's typically what I like to see. So we're kind of in that position right now where we're starting to see that money come in with a widening of the blue here. And what you need to do is you need to go through and do the work. Again, I'm huge on work. I'm not going to spoon food people. You need to do your own work and see how you see it.
Come on, everyone just wants to be told where to buy it, Pedro. Buy it here, sell it there, make money, sleep on the couch.
Yeah, well, we're not that type of crew here. Like, listen, I don't know if y'all listen to David Goggins, but y'all need to. Like, straight up. Like, listen, we're coming into a period in time in our society where we're just coming out of where weak men took advantage of hard times. Just being honest. And life is coming in to be real hard here. And y'all need to get up. Just being honest. You may not like me. Listen, this man knows me. Like, I'm nice here, but the reality is I'm real. I'm real, right? And then the reality is we dealing with real life, right? And everybody's talking about real bad times coming. Well, if you put the work in, it ain't gonna be bad for you. You're gonna be able to do it, right? So look, do the work. I'll sit there and tell you, look, yeah, we're starting to show some weakness here, but we're getting prepared because you can see the little blue. Remember I talked about that blue? That blue's widening. And that's what we want to see, right? And if you go and look at
me, Raisin, welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Really appreciate it.
You can see right here, look, back here for a full year ago, right? You can see here that we had this kind of going. Give me 1 second. I actually got to pick that up. Give me
All right,
1 second.
Well, Pedro. Well, Pedro's on mute here. One of the things we're talking about today, for those of you who just joined, is when to invest in the altcoin market, because once Bitcoin, once the negative sentiment comes out, of the market, and the constant negative idea that a bear market is in force and a lot more money is coming out of the market goes away, people naturally want to reinvest, and they do that. They put some money into Bitcoin, and then they find the right time to put it in the altcoins. And when they do, we know those altcoins move, because most of them are based on liquidity pools, and so there's an X factor. Someone puts in $1,000, it moves up. Market cap moves up more than $1,000. So those things can run, and we're all excited when they do, because you make X's. X's. Kaching says, "How's a Celestia doing?" Celestia, when Pedro comes back, I'm sure he'll look into that. We'll bring it up. But me, Raisin, thanks for joining us, and tell us where in the world you're coming to us from, and frankly, how you found us. I would appreciate that. Malaysia. You know what I like that you're watching from Malaysia, and you have a giant Ford pickup truck as your icon. You would do well in the United States or in Canada, because that Ford pickup truck is quite popular here. And I know on many of the roads in your country that would not fit so well. That goes away. Must have the timer on. Anyway, I was putting up this picture earlier from Elon. No, he didn't tweet in our stream. That would be amazing. But this is a video. I guess you can see here. This is a video. It doesn't play when I put it on the screen. It's his new AI robot taking a T-shirt out of a basket and folding it. Soon, you T-shirt folders will be out of work. Anyway, let's hit some of the news while Pedro is busy. I had a couple things warehoused for us here. Richard Wenick says, from North Carolina and NetZ and Zenu chat room. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Mainnets has been doing quite well lately, getting closer to launching all of their stuff. Pedro and I are probably going to pick another day. I would guess the beginning of next week to go over that again. They had that nice rise in their price. It's coming off that. Pedro will probably do a little technical analysis of that in a little bit. But next week we'll probably... Pedro, just so you know, your mic is on mute to the viewers, but I can still hear you, so let me know when you're back. But anyway, we're going to... Pedro, your mic is not right. There's something wrong with it. It sounds like you're talking from Neptune. That's better, Pedro. All right, Pedro, give me a minute to come back to where you were. It's a couple of the major news stories. I wanted to hit one of them here. It kind of, yeah, it was this article. What Pedro and I have been talking about. The decrease in Bitcoin, and that our educated guess, or lack of education guess, is that it's going down into the 30,000 somewhere, where it's going to hang for a bit, and then it's going to enter the mother of all bull runs, hopefully. And so people refer to this sometimes as a super cycle. And there's this good article on Coinpedia that is not just the general hype articles that you read, or the AI one that just put it together out of the ether, and talking about how this cycle is entering one of those areas in which everything just booms. And we're talking about, hopefully this is an area where the altcoins run, and that runs for a little bit, and then right after that, that's when Bitcoin starts get going again. And so I'm going to drop the link to this article here in the chats, as they say. Go out and read it when you guys get a chance. And then it talks about that super cycle, which is something we all hope for once every 3 or 4 years. But anyway, we got Carmen Crypto in the house. Carmen, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yep. Me, Raisin, it's time for you to sleep. It's 1:50 in the morning in Malaysia. I've been to Jakarta and over to one of your islands, and then a couple of places there. I used to visit a bunch of the embassies in Jakarta. Nice place. Oh wait, Jakarta is Indonesia. Malaysia is I'm sorry, Kuala Lumpur. I've been to Kuala Lumpur. What's beautiful about Kuala Lumpur is when you fly into the airport there, you fly over miles of palm tree farms. And you just, as you're coming in, it's just palm trees planted like corn, and it's the coolest thing when you fly in. It's really interesting. That's my fun fact of the day there. Crypto Mike in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, Pedro. Sorry, Pedro. I forgot to. Hold on, Pedro. I forgot to re-enable your mic after you came back. Sorry, everyone. Pedro's live now.
Alrighty.
Thanks for letting me know, Mayor of Akron.
Yes. What up, Mayor? It's good to see you, brother. So let's go ahead. Well, I forget what I just said. All right. So overall, it's really important to understand what I'm doing here because I want to get the broad market at first. So you can see here from over the year, right? People bought into crypto. But when they were buying into crypto right here, you can see they were buying into Bitcoin and ETH. Okay. Now you can see here, money is now progressing into the altcoins, which is the blues. You can see it's starting to progress here. Now you'll see this as it starts to push, where it'll push up against the top 5. So very rarely you see it really take over, where it's something like everything else. But I want to see. Excuse me. Why am I saying blue? I don't even know why I'm saying blue. I meant the gray, dude. I am like slow right now, dude. My brain is so checked up. Okay.
It's the internet.
I really
Nobody's
mean.
Listening anyway.
Oh, you don't know, man. People are going to probably come back, and when we're at 50,000, 100,000 people, man, and we got that top chat thing just like popping like it's hot, bro. Like we can't even read it.
Bing, 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 bing.
Like that. The ding, 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 ding. People dropping money, wanting to know what's up. All right, so the gray is what we're looking for, and what I'm looking for is to see an uptick of this point right here, and to see it broaden up as we're moving. So one of the things that we need is we need to see the market. We want to see that gray line, just like we're looking at that blue line. As you see that blue line widening there, what we do is we look for the market, and in that it pushes up, we can see that there is money coming in as it's pushing up, right? And that's what we want to sit there and see. And then we want to see an increase of everything kind of pushing up. And I do use that blue line and yellow and gray line to really show me an increase of money coming in. Now, obviously, we've been in the bear market here, right? So throughout this whole entire period, this is just bear market territory. But it's something that we want to sit there seeing. And as I see it start to push in, that's when I know, all right, boom, I need to get out or see what's going, or see if I need to get in. You can see right here, as we started to slow down, that means money's leaving. And you want to use like 25%. You want to look at that. What I do is, and this is what's crazy. Here we go. No. Why is it doing that? I'll just download it. So download JPEG. I want to sit there. I'll download the JPEG and I'll broaden it so I can sit there and see what's actually happening in it. Okay, so that's what I do. Then it's all right. Let's get to work. All right, you did your warm-ups. Now let's go for that run. Let's do this. Put your game shoes on. Put your game face on, because we're ready for pain. That's just how it is, right? Just like Mr. T. You ready for pain? Shows how old I am.
I bet you there's a lot of people listening who have no idea who Mr. T is.
All right. Well, it's Rocky 3. but in the same
The
sense.
A
So
team.
now we're going to go through the charts, and the charts are going to let us know whether or not we have, if we have real stuff. So now we're going to go to the top 100. Let's go right here. Crypto market cap. Boom. Let's play. Right. Boom.
That's
Come
Mr.
on.
T.
Mr. T. So I'm Rocky 3. So now we've already done adware. Let's check out Flare here, right? Boom.
Flare?
Come on, Flare is FLR. Boom. We're going to come here to FLR. This one actually was, I'm mad at myself on this one. FLR. All right. You can see here that FLR has been a beast. Okay. Like literally going from $4. Once we went to about 6 or 7 right here, I thought we were going to sell off on this one, and I didn't get in. And I'm so mad. Like, you don't even
We
know.
can't see the
like,
current price at. What's the current trading price?
Oh, I'm sorry. It went all the way up to $40.
Oh.
Yeah. 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 And it was down at $2. They're talking 80x there. And I saw this too. So it was one of those things that this was actually at the time it was down, I think, what was it? It was, I found this through something else, and I sat there and I was looking at the chart and I said, man, there's a lot of volume. You can see right here that there was a bunch of volume coming in right here. Like this was the big indicator. When I saw this volume come in right here, boom, you just saw it tipping. And every time we would see it drop, like you'd go to the smaller time frames, you'd see a pickup of volume here, like real volume, boom, boom, boom. It would pop, and every time, like influencers or somebody was playing with this, and so we had a gap down, but we kept playing off of that 400 period moving average. That 400 period average, really, which is my like dark purple, or excuse me, dark red, is what lets me know. So yeah, it was kind of like in your face here, like you did kind of see it. So, but you know, it's just how it rolls. So, anyways, there's this one. Now let's go to the next one, right? You can see volume coming into this one, or actually leaving. Volume is actually leaving this one, with seller volumes coming in. So it's looking like it's probably going to drop. Now let's go to the next one. Boom. Come on. Next one. All right, next one's going to be eCash. That's XEC. Boom. Now Zcash or eCash has been around for literally ever. This, I believe, eCash was the very first one that ever came around, right? I don't know if this is the first one, but you know, it's eCash. If you look at the history of
XEC,
EX, I think is what it was. Excuse me. Boom. That's what XEC. Yep, XEC. We'll do XEC. Boom. Right here. Look at Tether. All right.
Pitmonk, sorry I'm late to the show. Was out working today. Well, got to make a living, so you're excused. But welcome to the show, Pitmonk. Thank you very much. Me Raisin,
so
thank you for sharing it to social media. Very, very, very thankful of that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Now you can see here that this hasn't really done much here. So this is something that I'm looking. But what I am looking for is I'm trying to see if volume's coming in. And yes, volume is coming in. Right, volume's coming in. Are we seeing a push in the market? No, we're not. But that doesn't necessarily mean. So I want to put this on my sideline and wait there and see if we're going to see this push up to a high level, right? How high can it go? This is 3-0, and that's how many zeros? 4. So its peak is about, I think, 100x. 1, 2, 3. No, so we're talking that's a 10x potential high to here. I would sit there, but it's something that I'm paying attention to. Now let's go to the next one, right?
Well, hold on. Before you go off that one, XEC, go back to that. Is that somewhere where you're looking for the volume to come back up down here before? Because it seems to follow the pattern of a lot of things, especially Flare, which you just showed us before.
But what you're really seeing here is what you're really looking for is the buyer volume as it steps in. So here's the buyer volume. Here's buyer volume. We see a push, but then it consolidates. Okay, push and then consolidates. So that means that I think, all right, that consolidation period, I want to see real buyers stepping in during that same period in time. right here, you see more sellers stepping in. So people made money here, sold off here, and people are accumulating. So I guess this is something that you could be paying attention to, Zcash or eCash, right? This could be an area of potential, but the peak of this is only 10x. So this still, it's a 10x. Potentially, this could skyrocket to maybe even 100x, right? Which would be around here. So potentially, potentially in comparison, we could see this get to that 1 cent or the 0.001 cent here area. But
Yeah,
it's still.
so many coins
Go
and
ahead.
tokens with X's in them. I know it comes and goes with those things. It's really popular for a while, then it's not, and
Yep.
then Elon renames Twitter X and everything's X. Or when SpaceX was really launched, got their cycle going, and were launching a lot of things, suddenly there was all these coins with an X at the end of it.
So you can see right here, since the beginning of the year, this is where we're at. So they really haven't gone anywhere in comparison to this is the Canadian dollar, XDC, right? For what they have going on. Look, as you can see here, the low was 71, the high is set 76. And I'm not impressed, but the other, so like that's something I'm going to be paying attention to. Next, let's go
You know
here.
what? We just had a request from me raising in Malaysia about Luna Classic, about
Luna, dude, Luna is like, it's the cat that never died. Like it's the one that just,
It doesn't have
dude,
9 lives;
Luna.
it has 100 lives.
Dude, this thing has been as tough as nails, like legit impressive. Here we are. Where are we at? Boom, 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 boom. Lunic, where are you, Lunic? There it is. Look at this thing, dude. Like, there's obviously still selling off, but like, look at them. Like, dude, there's their CEO, right? Gets inundated and just crushed. All the stuff that happens. Yet, look at it, man. It's still there's you still see a lot of volume going on in this, right? And you're seeing people. There's somebody accumulating again because it's holding on that 100 day and it's holding on that 400 day. Look, that's institutional, or at least somebody's buying it. I wouldn't say institutional, but somebody's buying that, and that consolidation is a decent. That's a good pullback. It's at an area of previous demand. So here's previous demand right here, right? And we came down into it. So this is, let's go to that. It's just crazy to me, like, to sit there and think maybe it's a week. Here we are. Here's our week. So it's just, this is nuts, right? When I look at this, like, just hilarious to me, right? This area right here, like this right here, coming down into that 20 period monthly moving average, bouncing off of it. We're gonna be ping ponging off here. But man, if this baby cuts through all this mess,
Well,
look
me
again,
raising thinks it's gonna boom. I think a lot of
potentially
people
good.
do. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that bought it on the cheap. Now we all know there's plenty of people that bought it up way up high and they're down
Oh, snap, yeah.
99.99%. But there's a lot of people that bought in that area down here, Pedro. And
Mhm.
and if it booms, oh my God, it's gonna create vast wealth.
Dude, here's the thing, like, do they, are they still? I mean, and if you don't mind me asking me, Raisin, I'm gonna call you Raisin because he's raising to life. He's raising Lunic to life over here. It's interesting. Do they still have like their whole entire ecosystem? Are people really like? I know that they still have a decent, you know, community,
Yeah.
obviously, but
Well, they
I
clearly
mean,
have people all over the world asking about them. I mean,
yeah,
the evidence is
yeah.
on our show here today. Uh, oh, come
Troll
on.
last summer.
Pit Monk
Take.
bought it.
Oh, let's check out Troll.
All right, let's move to Troll here. I can't wait to see
Dude,
this.
just the
See what we
name
missed out
itself
on.
speaks as TROLL. Oh, come on. Troll USDT. Oh, good lord. Is this it right here?
It's more than a year old.
Okay, yeah, then let's see.
Pedro may need a link to that one. Pit Monk.
Boom. Let me check out. I have 11 billion. Nice. Let me pull up here. Dex tools. It's gonna be TROLL. What blockchain are they on? ETH.
Let us know a little bit more about it, Pedro, or Bitmonk. While he's sending you some information, May Raisin says, one more question about phone, Phone.
Okay, give me 1 second then. And it's faux. Is that what it is?
Phone.
Copy. Yeah. We'll check out phone here. FONE. FONE. No, let's try FONE. Which one is it, bud?
Stumping us. Pitmonk did say that Troll was on ETH. Mir Raisin says it's the blue color one.
Okay. Well, this is what I have here for the weekly. How long has this been around? It's not looking too shabby.
That one's not looking too good.
Yeah.
Richard Wayneck says, "Love the A team." Richard, you may be behind. Oh no, I don't think I have the.
A team.
I don't think I have the DVR enabled today. But make sure you hit that live button or scroll to the live if you're behind.
All right, let's try this out here real quick. Maybe here, troll.
While you're doing that, Troublesome Creek asks, if I buy Bitcoin on Coinbase over the years and at many different prices and I want to sell some, which BTC am I selling? Can I pick which BTC to sell? The answer is maybe. And because I'm not a Coinbase expert, but remember, Bitcoin is different than Ethereum-based tokens. Bitcoin is the UTXO system, in which it's complicated. It's complicated, but I believe what you have to do is I think there's a way in Coinbase in which you have to tell them which ones to sell. It may just be a message. I'm speaking out my keister here, but I did have Patrick, our Camuso CPA guy. In fact, I'm gonna ask him that question, and I will go over the answer tomorrow on the show. But there is a way to do it. Yes, you can designate certain ones to sell, so you can take advantage of taxes, and it's the same way with the stock market. In the stock market, you can sell your expensive ones or your cheap ones to get your best tax advantage. But I'll get a definitive answer on that and drop that on the show tomorrow.
All right, so Pit, troll, bro, troll. That is ridiculous. All right, this is real pump, dude. Like that, you literally have. Did you have 100x, bud?
He bought it at, what did he say, 8?
He said last summer, this past summer, or the summer, like last summer, like April of 2023. So yeah, I guess you could have done 2 summers ago.
78x so far.
Holy crap, dude! Yo, listen, I don't know what they're doing. Okay, they are looking strong, legitly looking strong.
He bought 6 months ago.
You bought, dude. If you bought 2 weeks ago, you're still sitting happy because it went from 8 zeros to 6 zeros.
Chuck Jansen says you better do a test sell. Just
dude,
sell
exactly.
1% or 2
for real.
Just to see if you can sell it. It's not honeypotting you.
I was gonna say, dude, for real. Like that is
clearly we can see the transactions down here that there are some sells, but you know, when a chart like that.
Yeah, I don't disagree, definitely. Pitt, I'm telling you, look, it could potentially keep going. I mean, look, it's barely midday right now, and this thing is still pumping. So it's looking like it's a takeaway. I mean, it's looking like it's getting going here, like legit. You know, like let me put on some Here we go, indicators, and we are going to do mean.
You have a $600 profit. What'd you do? Did you buy $5 worth? I mean,
He must have. Yeah.
Chuck says, "Don't buy any." Pit Monkey better sell because I'm gonna buy $5 of that right now, and it's going to zero.
Bro, you're so.
Cool.
All right,
Ever seen
let me-
anyone seen the movie with William H. Macy called The Cooler? Alec Baldwin owns a casino, and William H. Macy is this degenerate gambler, but he's got this unique skill. He can stand next to someone, and their luck goes away. He sucks the energy out. There was also a show about what was the show? It was about vampires living in modern day. It was almost kind of like the Addams Family, and one of the vampires was this kind of nerdish bald guy, and he sucked the energy. He would just go near people and start talking to them, and he would bore them so much he would suck all their energy out, and that's how he would feed and live. That's what we had a common thing for a couple of months a while back in which people were investing in things, and I'd say, "Oh, I'll get in it," and as soon as I did, I would tank. And it was obviously I was behind, and so by the time I got in it, the mojo was over for that token. But it was funny. It was like one right after another. Boom! Oh, Tom bought, bang. Tom bought, bang.
Sad. All right, so look, this thing is like legitly looking fire here. I mean, in all honesty, look, you saw
What a
this
great
thing
name,
just-
Troll. I'm just gonna.
I mean,
I'm
like,
just gonna
legit.
troll the blockchain today, guys.
Dude, this is so funny, dude. Like, nice, man. Like, that's not a bad.
Is
So
it
you
a
bought pretty
total
much at
meme?
its low.
Is there any utility, or is it just like, is there troll?
Is it
Is there
complete?
troll in you? Troll X, troll Pepe, troll Shiba? You know, what is this? Is it the ecosystem of trolls? Can't
need to know
complain
a
though.
little bit more
You
about
guys
this.
got the greens.
Troll. What is the project about? Troll is just a meme coin that is run by the community. That makes your project what makes your project unique? It is not unique. It is like any other meme coin. We just troll, plus we have a renounced contract. They are straight
This is
telling
what
you,
it's come to, ladies
we are
and
going
gentlemen.
to rug
A renounced
you.
meme contract called Troll. That's where we are. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Cardano. Screw that stuff. Troll.
Dude, I this is why I love crypto. This is why. Because like first of all, you had to be, if you wanted to like take part in pink cells, not pink cells. Why am I calling pink papers?
Pink sheets.
Why pink sheets? Thank you. Right? You had to go through all this stuff and all this BS, right? And it's very hard to in America, okay? But in crypto, right? And anybody else in the world, if they wanted to take part in it, they couldn't, right? Like it was only pretty much given for certain types of people. And again, it was scams, like just straight up scams. But they had to lie to you. At least here, like this guy just straight told you, we're just a meme coin. We're just trying to make money. And that's it.
He
Like,
was honest.
boom. Yeah, that's honest. And look, like it just, bro, it cracks me up because it literally is sitting there and it's just going la di da la la boom. Like, yeah, I wonder who the whale bought in.
What's the
Pit.
can you tell the liquidity ratio there? I can't see it on the screen here.
Oh yeah, where would I?
What's the
go for
market
that
cap to liquidity ratio?
Give me a
Things we used to ask all the time because they'd say, "Wow, we've got a $6 billion market cap and we've got a $420 in liquidity."
Dude,
You're like, how does that work?
because we're crypto. That's why.
I remember the first time someone came to me and said, "Oh, I've got millions of dollars in my wallet," and I was like, "All right," and so I took a quick look at it on the screen and I said, "Yeah, but there's only $50,000 in liquidity," and he goes, "Yeah, but I can sell I just need to sell this. I got to worry about taxes, all that type of stuff. I'm like, dude, you can't sell it. There's only $50,000. And he's like, no, I have millions. There's my wallet. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. These crypto contracts do not create money. There's no printing press going. If somebody puts money in, it goes in the LP. If someone takes money out, it comes out. And if there's only 50,000 in there, and then I looked at the liquidity ratio, and it was like 0.04.
Wow.
You just make a small $10 buy, and it 2x's the whole thing.
Yeah. So let me check out the liquidity here. Price, liquidity, 2.5 mil. Okay, not bad. Market cap, 100 mil.
Yeah, so they're a little shy on LP there. So there's wallets out there with $100 million in that, but there's only $2.6 million to cover that, or whatever the $2.5 million to cover that $100 million. That's what we call Chicago's pension system.
Dude, you mean American's pension system?
Right.
Oh, they're just a micro, or they're a microcosm of the whole entire.
No, the
thing.
Chicago pension guys. They underfunded it for a while, and they're like, oh no. Then finally the newspaper got the Freedom of Information Act, and they're like predicting 10 and 15% returns on their investment, and like everybody in the world said, wait, what? You guys are going to earn in safe conservative pension investments? You guys are going to earn 10 to 15%? And they're like, yeah, so we can just fund it at this small rate. And then they didn't fund the pensions, and of course they only made 3 to 5% on their investments. And now the police and the teachers' pensions are way underfunded.
They're screwed. I don't know. So I look at this. This is not bad. If the only problem is, like you can see here, I believe it looks like the last 5 months. I don't know what this is here. 6. So over the last 5 months, it was negative 2%.
Oh.
1 hour, 5%. 6, or excuse me, 5, not 5 months, 5 minutes. All right, that makes sense. I don't know why I was thinking. So it has a 51%. Yeah, so it's obviously you can see it's dropped down here. If when it sells off, are we seeing buyer wicks? That's the key, right? What are we following here right now? Oh, and then this is where I need to get rid of this here. Following that 20. So let's check out the 2 hour here.
I've got a fan in the studio here, otherwise known as Mrs. Striking.
Oh.
She tries to get me to laugh, and it's very easy. Very simple process to get me to laugh. Is that still troll you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm still trolling.
So it's got appreciation and volume here. It's going higher.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. It's going higher. Unless someone, a whale, which I'm sure there are tons of, dumps a whole bunch. It's just on a side note, everybody, I've developed a new little box here in case you noticed the show schedule. And I have it running periodically. Trying to make this, as I always say, trying to make this a little bit more professional. Also trying to give you guys advance notice. Pedro and I were very variable on our schedule for a while there and couldn't get a regular crowd. And so we're trying to be more regular. And when we're not, I'm trying to run the schedule here so you guys can see that.
Absolutely. Also want to throw in real quick here. So you can see here that we're trading off of that 8-period moving average, okay? So I think I'm pretty positive. And this is on the 4-hour. I'm going to put this here. You guys need to pay attention to that. Let's copy this. I'm going to put that in so you guys can see it. That 8-hour.
Pidmonk says they took control profit and topped up on net Z, of course. Of course he took nets.
Oh, no. Okay. So you can see here real quick that troll did come down, pops off. This is nice, but as soon as it crashes through this, it's definitely going down. If I don't start to see real volume step in, coming in, and if we close down to that 70614, close below this area right here, that 5 to 7, this thing's probably most likely going to come down, because that means it didn't stop at this level of supply or this level of support, which is the previous high. So it's going to be really important that you're looking at that. But it still looks sexy, man. Then there's volume coming in, and you're seeing even on the sell-off, you're not seeing a lot of sell-off. So there are people that are still buying. You have real volume coming in, which isn't that bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's
Gotta
look
love
at
meme
somebody
coins. You just gotta love them.
Dude,
I mean, it's
love
just, they provide so much entertainment for no value
So
at
much.
all. You just,
Dude, history of the project was created by a group of degens 2 weeks ago and have slowly worked in building a community. Just straight up. Like
I
a
don't.
group of
There's a lot of
degens.
new viewers here. We've got 13 viewers listening at once here.
what's
Thank
up?
you very much for those of you that are
Yes.
joining us. Really appreciate it. And the reason why I'm laughing here is because I spend a lot of time trying to do a professional show here. I got Pedro on here giving expert analysis. They have a nice virtual studio here that I have all kinds of stuff going on. It's great. I have videos of people. It just tries to be more professional because I didn't want to be, as they say, the Yo Bro channel. Yo Bro, we're going to the moon. Let's grab our moon boys and let's go. And here we are spending the time talking about a project called Troll. The essence of Yo Bro meme coins.
Bro, oh,
And
man,
they're
you're
going to the moon.
Next.
They're going to the
Next.
moon.
No, we're not.
I'm not calling that. I'm just saying there's going to be a little bit more price appreciation. I'm not saying to buy anything either. We got the disclaimer here. This is all education, and trust me, it's more entertainment than education.
But here's the thing. There is education in this. And the education is really, look, you can see here that it's following that 8-period moving average. So what I do is I'll go through, and I am looking for what moving average is being the trend line. Okay, and then what I do is I look to see where are there zones that are being respected, and basically and everybody has their own form of doing that, right? Like I've sat there and tried to teach people and they have a hard time just even understanding, and I've worked with people for months at a time and they couldn't figure it out. So I get, like, I see the market different than everybody else, most people. I've spent 20 years developing it and learning through it, as well as, and I always shout him out. He's no longer
turn the hot
teaching
water on for me
anymore,
again?
but I give respect to him every single time. His name, and you can go look him up on Twitter. He still trades. He still posts his trades. His name is Easy Money 2050, common spelling, and the 2050 is 2050. He's awesome, dude. He's one of the best traders I've ever seen in my life. Easy Money 2050, one of the best traders. He's my coach. I shall shout him out. He's a lot like David Goggins. If you listen to David Goggins, then you will understand my coach. He's no joke. I have seen him curse out people on public forums because he's like, I don't effing hold your hand. You go do the work. Like, I already taught you. Go do your pull-ups. Like, it's just, he's solid, man. He's my dude. We roll. I'd go into battle with that man.
You know
Anyways,
what? All right. Earlier, we skipped by something Kaching asked. He wanted to see us talk about Tia Celestia. We did a while ago and thought we'd. He asked us to revisit it.
Absolutely. Thank you, King. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. And how do you spell that? Let me.
Celestia. CELESTIA. Celestia.
EL.
I sound like a
Let's
spelling bee.
On OKX.
But it's Tia. TIA.
TIA. Oh yeah, man, this is looking bad. So what's their shtick? What are they? I think let me look them up here. Okay, TIA.
Wait, is that the daily?
Yeah, it was the day. It's not looking bad at all, dude. It's legit.
That's a good chart. It's nothing but
Yeah.
up. That's the price go up chart. Ugh.
I think I was going to go back and look at this, and I forgot about this. I remember this now. Yes. Celestia. Here, talk amongst them. I'll read through it real quick.
All right, everybody, take
I'll
a quick.
just read it here. I'll just do it right
Oh,
here.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All All right, so Celestia is the first modern blockchain network that enables anyone to easily deploy their own blockchain with a minimum overhead. Celestia scales by rethinking blockchain architecture from the ground up. It is a minimal blockchain that decouples execution from consensus by introducing a new primitive data availability sampling. Since Celestia does not impose any execution or settlement constraints, developers are free to define their own execution and settlement environment. This unlocks new unrealized possibilities for builders and developers. That is so interesting. I remember I wanted to go read through that because I read through that. Thank you so much for telling me, Mike. Man, I wish I would have went back and looked at that. I think you even told us about this a couple weeks ago, and we didn't. I didn't
Right,
go
and
back look
I
at it.
just thought about this the other day because I was telling someone that there's a way you can start a blockchain like within 2 hours now. You can start your own blockchain. Frankly, there's macros that you can run on Excel to run your own blockchain in Excel. But Celestia will basically help you start your own level 1 or level 2 blockchain. Obviously, not something in 2 hours is not full featured like a modern like a full featured. You're not gonna have smart contracts running on your blockchain, but you'll have a blockchain to do transactions and move things around in and record the results on the chain. And that's amazing. I could have the Striking's blockchain. What does it do? Nothing.
It's just striking.
Right.
All right, let's look at this. All right, so it's legit. I remember we were talking about that too, and I forgot to sit there and look it up. I was like, that is interesting. All right, so we had that big sell-off here a couple days or about 2 weeks ago. We came and hit that 50-period moving average, and we hit it to the T. So this is nice. We can see every time it sells off, we definitely have good buyer wicks coming in. Definitely, except at the beginning here. But you can see this right here is definitely strong use. A lot of people are using. And what's the tokenomics? Is it just purely, man? Mike, when did you get in on this? Did you get in down here at the lower levels of the $2?
I think it was Kaching. Not sure.
Or
Kaching's
Kaching.
still watching. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Professional show them. Pit monks keep showing shit going. Yeah. Well. It's just, yeah, man. It's a nice little chart, man. I'll go over here real quick. We're seeing volume still stepping in, which is good. You might see a sell-off here, because I don't see much here, but it's probably going to come down. You can see it's tapping on that 8-period moving average, 8 and 20. Let me look at that. Yeah, here we are. So it's still a fairly new one, but you can see how we're flowing off of that 8-period moving average on the weekly here. So I would be cautioned if it goes parabolic, okay? You need to be mindful of the parabolicness of this. If it starts to just shoot up and you see it get to 100, I would say, take profit or be smart about that, because I know, like, if this goes parabolic, it sounds like it's got great fundamentals, but the reality is people are going to want to take their profit on this. It's just natural to do that, and then they buy in at lower levels. So what I'm looking at is between right here. Give me 1 second. Daily demand.
So for those of you watching on LinkedIn, thanks for watching. As usual, the LinkedIn comments thing is always a little bit behind. So if you've dropped a comment over there and I haven't responded to it or put it on the screen, it's because I haven't seen it. So if you would be so kind, jump over to YouTube, type in DYOR Media, and you'll find our live stream. Come on over and join us on YouTube and participate in the discussion. And I definitely see all the comments. Yesterday we had a little snafu. I upgraded. Something went wrong. Last night I fixed it. But as usual, LinkedIn, they just tweak things like every couple hours, and it blows up the comments thing. So if I haven't seen you on LinkedIn, come on over to YouTube and join us. But Pedro, I'd like to wrap up the TIA segment here and give a little time for the sponsor talk real quick here.
Absolutely.
Give me just a quick break, everybody. So, or give Pedro a quick break, so we can, as they say, pay the bills a little bit here. Let's get to the right screen here. It's the World Economic Forum week in Davos, Switzerland, and I understand that there's many of you who think it's the most evil place on the planet where rich people get together and decide your
And it
fate.
could be.
Right, could be, but it's also a place where every salesman and person with a major project in the crypto and digital environment goes if they can get a ticket, not just to the WEF events, but around the security cordon. There's zillions of other events going on, and they have nothing to do with the WEF. So I want to make sure we take the politics out of this discussion. When I refer to Davos and the WEF going on there, there's all sorts of other trade shows. It's like in Vegas when the CES show or the other big shows happen. What happens in the little rooms all around the big trade show? The adult shows happen, right? So that's what's going on. There's all these other shows around the WEF stuff that has nothing to do with the politics of that. They're just trying to make deals. And AutoChain's there this week. AutoChain's there this week in Davos. Jason Myers of AutoChain is there. He met the guy that founded the Carlyle Group yesterday, posted on it on LinkedIn. That's what happens in Davos. You run into the movers and shakers. And this is a good time to talk about AutoChain and how they're just getting ready. And over in their Telegram and in their moderators room, we're talking about just getting the marketing started again for this as their products get ready to be released and used by customers. They got a whole new front end. They had a very technical front end before that took a little bit to figure out how to use. But now the front end is more like Google, where you just type in the company's name and it'll analyze it for you. It's really wonderful. What they do is they analyze SEC filings and similar filings in Europe, the UK, Australia, and so forth. For accuracy, errors, omissions, that type of stuff. And they audit public companies' financial statements, and they find out where they're wrong. And amazingly enough, a lot of public companies file statements that are very correct. And amazingly enough, a lot of public companies file things that are just whacked out. And usually the ones that are most whacked out are the ones you think shouldn't be. The banks traditionally have a very difficult time filing correct financials for some reason. And we found things live on the air. We've run it and had a bank be $15 billion off in their balance sheet. And if you know what a balance sheet is, it's supposed to do what? Balance. That's right. And it doesn't. But AutoChain does this. They're coming out. They're a disruptor technology because they remove weeks of the big four consulting people from having to reanalyze something that's already filed. They go in, they run it through their software. They're validating nodes on the blockchain. And that's right. It's a blockchain. It runs on the Polygon blockchain, and they use validating nodes to run these things. They run their software, and so in essence, you have blockchain technology checking up on traditional finance. So it's pretty interesting on that. And then, of course, our other sponsor, of which I've already dropped a note to Patrick about the order of selling and choosing which Bitcoin to sell from your wallet in order to best take advantage of taxes. I forget who was it. It was with the Grateful Dead logo. Troublesome Creek asked about it, and Troublesome Creek, go ahead and click Patrick's link below and do the evaluation form. He might give you a free evaluation of your stuff. You never know. But anyway, I sent a note to him saying to answer your question. But Camuso CPA, it is that tax time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. This is the period in January in which you get all your statements from your various personal vendors, but your investment banks, your houses, your bank. You get your 1099s, you get all K1s, you get all this type of stuff, and you gather that information. Someone in the crypto, it's an expert in crypto accounting, right here, Patrick Camuso CPA. And thank you for being a partner in the show. I'd appreciate it if people clicked the link down below and went to his website and poked around, looked around, and perhaps fill out the form. It says for an evaluation and says, how'd you get here? You write DYOR Media or Striking or Pedro or whatever. Chuck Jansen says, look at all those subscribers. Yes. And Troublesome Creek to get to yours. Would it affect my profit? Wouldn't it affect my profit loss? Yes. Anything you do to minimize your taxes. If you minimize your taxes, that means somehow you would be taking more losses. That's how that works.
You know what? I've honestly, and this is what I was going to tell, and this is being sprung on Tom. You don't know it. I was actually thinking about doing a late night show for a lot of the people that we've had actually around the world, right? And because I mean, watching Mia, why did I just say her?
Me raisin, my
Or,
raisin, but I'm sure
yeah,
we're blowing the pronunciation of that out completely, but we're
me.
trying.
I want to say Mia,
Might be
Mia,
May raisin. I don't know.
May. All right, but they're at 1 o'clock, and this person's up watching us, and I'm pretty sure they found us through that. We need to do a 12 o'clock show or an 11 o'clock show later on, where we can catch those people as well. So almost like Asian market open, see how it plays, what's actually happening, right? Or see what's going on there, or even a London market open and see what happens, and just talk about what's current, like 11
I have
o'clock.
plenty of ideas about that, but they
Yes.
involve a different time
Strict.
zone for me.
Yes, I understand. So, but we got to figure something else out because, and I want to bring this up. Like, we have 7,000. Like, and those are honest to God, real subscribers. Like, those are random people around the world that found us, that hit it, and said, you know what? They're saying something that I'm actually interested in. We appreciate it. So, by the way, appreciate that. But in additionally to that, we want to capitalize on those views. And so, or those subs. So let's gotta figure something out. So if you guys see us go live one day, at later in the evening, pop in, say what up, get your shout outs, and then if you need to go back to bed, go back to bed. But you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It might not be
That's
tea or coffee at that time. It might be a cup of bourbon instead.
a cup of bourbon. And I was talking to a friend of mine today. He's like, I can't just stay home all day and drink a cup or drink my bourbon and smoke my cigars. So I got to get to work today, Pedro. I was like, hey, I got it. Coffee time. There you go. Coffee time.
Yeah, Raisin, if you
correct?
could give us an idea how to pronounce your name correctly, like is it May, like in English for the month of May? Is it me? Is it
Yeah.
Mai?
Mai.
Which one is close? However, write that phonetically, however you can.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that. Most stuff. We always want to, be with the people who are helping us out and make sure we're accommodating them. But let's jump back here real quick to Tia.
Me. Me. All right. Thank you.
Me. Okay, me raisin. There you go. Netsy is down right now. Doors open. So
Big news, boy. This Pit Monk must have a bag of this because he's shilling, still shilling.
All right, here we go. Let's check them out here real quick for nets. Yeah, so here we are. So we're coming down. We came down to the 20-period moving average. This is the area that I was talking about. This right here, I do see us, and that's actually not a bad thing right here. This sell-off isn't actually a bad thing right here. You can actually go through. You can see here that. Let me go to the smaller time frames real quick. Yeah, I would be a little careful here because these people who bought right here definitely are taking profit right here. Took profit up here. You can see this is where they took profit. Might want to be careful with this nets. And I mean, it could be a good thing. I'm not saying it's not, but what I'm just saying here is there's this. I want to see more buy volume coming in. I want to see more buy.
Yeah,
buy,
the
buy
volume down there doesn't look good at all. And I've been watching I've been watching this one fairly closely, and it looks like what happens is that if you go to like the 5-minute chart or something like that, Pedro, you'll see that there is like long periods of very little activity, and then just quick bursts of and they're on a number of exchanges. So what I'm thinking is that one of the exchanges is doing a buy and sell routine. And then a couple of ARBs step in to even the price out amongst the different exchanges. And then once that happens, it goes silent for a while. So and you can see that not just in this volume chart here, but when you're back on the 4 or 12-hour chart, you can see that the volume is down lately. And usually when the price goes up like that, the volume goes up, and you want to see that volume going up. And here it's shrinking right now. So Pitt, you got to get your community to get that volume up. Otherwise, you're going to see a big sell-off.
Yeah, I mean, as
regardless of the news. So I want to be clear about that, regardless of the news, because the news has to be tremendous fundamentals to generate lots of new people coming in. If you can get the new people coming in, then that's good. But if it's just your same community, they might bag a little bit more, or another 1% or 5%. But there'll be people in there that'll want to unload their bags because the news didn't do what it wanted to. So you got to be careful there with that low volume. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, and it's 100% right. Like seeing that drop, because here's the thing. Science behind is this: is if it's dropping lower, you should see more people buying, and pushing that up. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's why. Remember, I talked about here with Kaz. Remember, this was the same thing, right? That I talked about. And that's how I was able to say we should see a drop. As you can see, as we pushed up here, then we started going sideways here. But look, volume started dropping off, and so which meant people down here were taking profits. And right now it looks like there's nobody in here really trying to buy more, right? So they need to bring in either new money who's willing to buy, and or huge amount of fundamentals that changes that really makes it look more advantageous for new investments to come in, new money coming in. So you can see here as this is dropping off, that's what we want to see. And additionally to that, if the community has so much money, maybe buybacks or I don't know, ways you want to bring in more people for this. So that's one thing you need to be looking for. More people coming in to be able to push this market up. On the back end right here, let's actually pull through some of the ones that we've normally been looking at. So watch nets.
I'll be right back, Pedro.
All right. This is the Raven coin here. You can see here, looks like we did come back, buy off of the lows here. And now you can see here, there is some volume stepping in, right? In this lower level here. So it's not bad. It is good. This looks like it's more potential. Like people who are currently in the community that are buying Raven coin right here. You can sit there and see that they're, it'd be different story if it's different new people, right? You see more a higher volume amount pushing through. So again, you need to see more volume coming in. We need to see more volume to really push us up. But the fact is that when it does sell off, we are seeing people buy in. So that's another thing that's a potential thing. If we start to see this pump here, you'll probably see more people coming in and buying here. You want to see, when you're looking at this on the daily chart consecutively, where you have good volume, right? Good volume pushing up. So let's actually go to a smaller time frame here. Here, yeah, see, there's not a lot of green volume. I see more red volume coming in. Let's go to the 30-minute. Okay, not bad. Actually, I see more green ultimately coming in. So I sit back here when we were at the high levels up here. You can see, and this one right here was a big pump. So it looks like there was a whale here that came in and bought, pushed it up. So interesting to see what's happening here. But what I'm looking for is a consecutive couple days of high volume, high transaction, real money coming in and out, so that you can sit there and say it has liquidity to really push it back up to its to these lower highs or these higher highs here. So yeah, we'll check that out. Let's check out iron.
Coming in from Kick right now is Dr. Mit7. Dr. Mit7. Welcome to the show. Welcome to join us from Kick. What are we trading right now? We're going over all types of technical, and we're using technical analysis. Go over all types of stuff right now. We've been talking main nets today, NetZ, Raven coin. What else we've been talking about? Celestia.
Well, really today was about looking at altcoins and
Right.
seeing movement. And so so I went over a kind of a high level trading ideology so that you can sit there and play. So I'll go over that real quick again so you can understand what I mean, so that you can see if money's coming into altcoins and which altcoins you can see. So one of the develops that I've done is I'll sit there and I'll go look at, oh, also brother, come over to YouTube real quick so that hit the like, subscribe, watch for a few minutes, and then go back to the wherever you're looking at. Where was
He's coming to us from Kick. We don't have a lot of viewers on Kick, but I keep sending it over there because got to try, and got to hopefully be one of the first crypto groups over there to get some traction. But thanks for watching, Dr. Mitt, Dr. MTT7, whatever it is. We really appreciate it. We've got a nice show here. We're not the typical show here. We're a good talk show. We have a lot of fun, a lot of education, a lot of policy and regulation discussion, a lot of boring opinions from me too, explaining concepts of economics and hegemony about the U.S. dollar and stuff like that. But then we got Pedro, and today we talked about the troll coin for a while today.
Seeing it jump.
Dr. Mitt's a trader too, so he's
okay.
From the all caps. I think he might be a DGen trader. So
all right. Well, let me show you real quick. So this is some of the stuff that I look at. So one of the things when I'm looking to see if we're seeing money coming into the market, my goal is to look at the others here when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. And the reason why I do this is it shows me over a big period of time. I will go through, I'll download the chart. I'll just do that here real quick. Download it. Boom. Go to my open.
Dr. Mitt, when are you usually on stream? I'll make a note to come follow you and watch your stream when you're on.
Yeah. All right, you can see here as I'm looking, we can see that the market here is kind of pushing sideways here right now. We're seeing that Solana pushed up. This was the Solana push up right here in comparison to the overall dominance of the market. Now you can see up here that you have Bitcoin that has the majority of it pushing things up. You have ETH right here. Now I want to make sure we understand this. You can see here that as this market is starting to do a sell-off, and we're just looking at the small little part here. That now so you see that's kind of overall. Now let's check out the last year. You can see now it's starting to pick up. We're starting to see this last little bit right here, the market push up here. We're seeing that went from greed to like extreme greed down to greed, and now I'm looking to see us kind of come back down.
Pedro, you got to move that over a little bit. Your picture is covering that chart.
Okay, here we go. Actually, you see if I just click.
Or scroll it down, whatever.
There we are. Let's go right here. So you can see here. Let me pull this up here just to make sure. All right, you can see it. All right. I was trading the euro this morning. Got out. Actually, during this, I got not stopped out. What's the word I want to use? I hit my target. So here we go. All right, you can see here that I'm waiting for us to kind of tap into this area right here, down into the neutral area, because what happens is when you get down, after we see a big push up, right, and we see it come down, then you have new researchers, because all these people want to make money. They're now taking money off, right, and they're waiting for it to come down. This is what we're seeing in a lot of the charts. Then what I do is I then look at, again, open interest. Open interest will let me know. The way I look at it is different than most people. Like most people want to see it spike and they want to see it move up. I want to see it drop. I want to see open interest drop. When I see open interest drop, then what happens is it then lets me know within the perpetual that people are now, they have money and they're going to start reinvesting back that money. And this is the other part you want to see is you want to see a rise and then a drop. When you see those rise and drops, then people have made money. People have lost money. People try to get out, and you want to see it kind of go sideways a little bit, so people are getting out, and then you'll start to see it pick back up, and then you start to see the altcoins start kicking in, right? Now, I understand that this is open interest for Bitcoin, but we all know Bitcoin, when it moves up or moves down, it's one of those things we want to look to see. And during this time period, you can gauge the way altcoins work in relationship out of Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and go to the next chart here. So the next thing that I talked about is you want to go through. Now, this is what I was talking about, being David Goggins and doing the work. Okay. This is not fun. This isn't, oh, look, I'm trading. No, this is going in, analyzing hundreds of charts and going through and seeing what's going on. So we're going to start. I tell people start at 100 and then go down to the 200, because the real gems are going to come to you looking at these smaller coins, but still in the top 100, top 200 coins, right? Like ICT over this summer was sitting literally at $1.25, right? $1.30 or something like that. I saw it, I was like, boom, let's go, right? And then from there, we started seeing pick up. This is where you need to sit there and you got to go through the charts. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. So by doing that, you're able to capture the good. So we looked up a few of these. So we went through a few of these. Then now we're going to go facts. So this, it's FXS. So we're going to go right here. We're going to type in FFX. Did I say that right?
FFX.
FX. Now I see. Look at that right there.
I don't know what the hell you just said.
FXS. That's Foxtrot X-Ray Sierra. There we go. Boom. All right, we'll pop this up. Boom. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Good little sell-off. We're actually finding support at this level here. We're looking really
Dr.
pretty.
Mid, I see you moved over to YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up. If you're watching on your mobile, hit a couple of those hearts too. We're a growing channel, and it helps with the engagements. Thanks for joining us over on YouTube, and we will definitely follow you over on Kick. And if I can figure out when you're on, I'll follow you and make a comment or two to help your engagement.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you can see here when we come down to these levels, right, that we're starting to put in real buyer wicks here. Not major buyer wicks, but real ones, all right? This is on the daily chart. So I think FXS right here is going to probably come down to that $8 mark-ish area where we have that the 89 period to the 100-day period moving average. And we have these demand zones or buyer wicks where people will look like to buy. You can see we have a big old seller wick here, but we are finding support on that 8. So we pierced it, but we haven't necessarily saw through. We are seeing a kind of uptick in volume. So this is where you need to use kind of what you're looking at, right? Do we have a higher time frame, a moving average that we could be playing with? Yes, we do. We have that 8 period that we could see a sell-off where it would stop out. And then I'm going to do this here real quick so we can. Here we are. And this is going to be in the same place if you look at that daily. Shocking. Right here. Right where we have, I thought it would be lower here. So down at this level right here from 856 to 776 is really where I'm looking for a bounce back where I could then see this would be, i.e. if I was to personally look at this and do this, this is where I'm looking to buy in at these lower levels here. Right, so now we see what's going on here. This is FXS. You can see how we have an increase in volume as we're pushing and actually a decrease in selling pressure as we're actually consolidating and push up. So this is something you want to be paying attention to. It looks pretty similar to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin pushes again, this should push. All right, next, let's go to the next one. And you basically do this. Obviously, I'm speaking, but this is what you want to do with all of these, right? Like Terra Classic, boom, here you go. Let's look at Gala. Gala, we've looked at that, G-A-L-A. Here we go, G-A-L-A, G-A-L-A, G-A-L-A. Ooh.
Oops. Dr. Mitt, I'm looking at your profile picture from Kick, and it's like the most awesome LED streaming room ever. First, where did you steal that picture? If that is your actual room, then you've got a good setup, my friend.
Good setup. Yeah, baby. You can see here, right here for Gala. Gala is now starting to sell off. We're seeing seller.
Tim, welcome. Sorry to interrupt you again, Pedro. We got to keep getting new viewers. Tim, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Appreciate it a lot. Hit that like button for us, please. We're going over a lot of charts right now, and so if you got anything you want us to review, let us know. But our topic of the day is, are the alts going to run when Bitcoin waffles? And Pedro's been going over some charts today and explaining the ins and outs of how that works.
All right, guys, and if you could do us a favor, let us know where you guys found out about us, who told you about us. We would appreciate that. What's up, Royal Q? Another new person. Holy moly, crapacholi. What up, my brother?
That's Dr. Mitt. He's on both. He's streaming from Kick and YouTube.
Oh, sorry about that, brother. Look at me, dude. You see that holy moly crapacholi?
Anyway, that's not his actual room there, but it's something to aspire to for sure. It's a cool
nice
personal profile picture of an interesting room to stream from.
Emoji war time. It's about to get on. Let's get it. I'm gonna throw an emoji up here too right now. I'll be like, boom, boom. There we are. Where's my warrior? I wish they had a warrior sign or something like that.
Warriors, come out and play. If you know that movie line, you're an old guy. You're an OG like me and Pedro.
Yeah. It's funny.
Mrs. Striking says that was creepy, and I agree with her because it was creepy in the movie.
It was, absolutely was, man. But let's get it. I'm more like a Braveheart guy, or are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? That's more of my style.
I got the tag for Gala up. Are we still on Gala?
Yeah, we're looking over Gala right now here real quick. And I just want to point this out. You can see here as we're coming down and selling off, we're seeing a pickup again in kind of seller pressure, but it's not anything noticeable. So obviously they're taking profit here. So I'm waiting for us to come down to this weekly demand area here that I have marked, and we have a supply area here. So this is not a bad thing. I'm actually looking at it. You're seeing pickup right in here. Saw a huge push. We did. Oh yeah, this was the other part I talked about. We did put in a lower low here. So the fact that we put this lower low here and this lower high, if we don't hold on to this area, this weekly demand zone, then most likely we're going to go further down into Gala as Gala goes down, or Gala. So it's something to be paying attention to.
Tim R, if you're still watching, let us know where you're watching from. U.S., yes. Canada, overseas somewhere. We always appreciate hearing where people come from.
Absolutely. What up, Charles? What's up, guys? All right, so let's go over the next one right here. This is real interesting. Now, as you start to move up forward, so I'm going to jump up here real quick. I'm going to go to the 50s here, okay? Now, I don't tell you, you guys need to do the hard work. I've already done this hard work, but y'all need to do the hard work. Now, let's go to the 50s here. I'm going to check out Quant.
Oh, I don't know what their symbol is.
What did you say? Sorry, that's a dad joke. QNT. All right, here we go. QNT. What are you doing?
Dr. Mitt says, "This is awesome. You are correct, sir. You are correct. This is awesome." And we'll take credit for being it all awesome. Mostly, the rest of it, we have a great crowd, a great community that follows us and makes it awesome for us to do this entertainment and education in crypto and digital assets.
QNT. I thought this was, why is BTC? No, not BTC. USD. There we are. I was sitting there. I was like, wait, what is going on? All right, here we go. So you could see here that we're seeing similar stuff. And this is what I wanted to look at here real quick. And this is where I want to see sell-offs like this, right? I want to see where I have a big old huge push up, and then I want to see sell-offs. See, these sell-offs are a good thing, because when we're going to see, because as Bitcoin drops off, right, and we start to see it, this will come down, find support in areas, and then rally back up. So it's really important to be paying attention to that. As you can see here, this is a monthly or a weekly, and most likely a monthly. Yep, this is a monthly, weekly. So this is a fairly decent, strong zone, or really pretty strong zone here. So be paying attention to that. And our biggest thing is if we come down, we fall below this month of that 8-period moving average, I would assume we probably come and tap this area and then push back up.
Just tap it in.
Just tap it in. Don't you want to go to your home?
Go to your home.
Go to your home. And nuts. All right. Here we go. So this is where we would want to see. We want to see it come in, tap a room, and then see a big amount of volume on the smaller time frame. See it push down and to go up, right? you can see that we are starting to trend off that 8-period moving average, but it's starting to show some steepness here, but it will probably bounce off of here, hit that, and then see some ping pong in higher highs and higher lows to see it go back up to these higher levels. So boom, if we don't, and we see this thing fall even further, it's going to come down to another level. So the way you would gauge that is you take the previous high and a previous low, and you basically would count that. Now, crypto is always a little bit different. So this is, if you're trading stock, it kind of does that. Okay, but here we go. Come on. So we would take the high here, and we would sit there and say, all right, this is where we would look for the next sell-off to go down to. Okay, and about that level here. Give me 1 second. Come on, Mira. You could go from here as well and kind of play that as well. This is one of the things that I do when I look at things. I'm looking at this right here. It comes down, and we see it pop like it's hot. Popping like it's hot. And then from there, I see another push up. So this is another one. And then obviously I do look at fundamentals on a lot of these, if they're good ones, if they're community, obviously you want to go check out the community, see what's actually happening with them. You want to see if there's real devs. Are they doxxed? If they mess up or steal that money, can they get sent to jail? Are they going to, if they pull a Doquan, not to say that Doquan was bad or good, but if something happens, can you go after them, and can you do with the real legal stuff with it? So there, quant right there. Let's jump into, let's say, the VChat. VChain here real quick. I'll pop VChain here. And going through these will give you an eye of what to see. And I would tell you to go back and look at previous markets of previous explosion in markets. And by sitting there seeing Bitcoin waffling back and forth, we then see where a good opportunity to buy a lot of these altcoins that could potentially get moving and get going. So, and give me a second. We were going
quickly while you're looking that up, I'm going to answer a question. Yeah. Richard asks, a lot of crypto influencers say that 99% of the cryptos are going to go away. Well, it depends how you look at it. It depends if there's dominance in a blockchain, if there's dominance in a particular stable coin that's linked to a certain blockchain, that type of stuff. But when you use the general term crypto, here's a good example. In the past couple of weeks, 70,000 tokens have been launched on Solana. And it's a similar amount on ARB because of the meme coin frenzy. So is crypto going to consolidate? No, because there's so many tokens and projects being launched. Will the main ones consolidate? That's in every industry in the history of time has seen consolidation. And so you can't avoid that. But until someone invents technologies to merge blockchains, it's not going to be easy to consolidate. Like a South Korean and the major South Korean level 1 blockchain and a major Japanese one level 1 blockchain are going to be merging. They have like 250 million accounts. Or wallets. They're both big things. I don't have the names of them on top of my head because I just can't follow those names that well. But they're merging. But they're creating an all-new token. They're retiring their individual tokens, merging, and essentially starting over. So will mergers happen? Yes. But cryptos will go away if their development team doesn't support it. They go away. That's what happens. Back to Pedro.
It's all good. It's all good. Here we are. So, where are we at? So you're CEO. Yes. Here we are. VChain. You can see here that we definitely popped up, and now we're starting to see a sell off here. Are we seeing big volume though? Actually, we are. So let's jump here real quick. Is it selling volume? Yeah, it looks like some good selling volume here. So you can see how we're seeing sellers step in. So people are taking profit of it being all the way up here, coming down. How far is it going to go down to? Well, at the lows here, you can see that. Let's see how from the lows of October, it was 0.17, so 0.16, and it rallied to, so we're almost doubled. So actually did. It actually 2x, 2.5 it looks like. 2.2, and then it did nice little sell off. So somebody paying attention. So there are people that are taking profit here with VeChain. I'm not VeChain. Yeah, VeChain. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
So
what you
yeah,
had.
yeah. I just want to make sure because I know because I was going to look at Theta next. So you can see here that the market is playing kind of waffling, but you're seeing take profit, but it's coming back down to these lower levels. So these would be the areas that you would want to get in to see for that next push up. All right, let's go into Theta. Theta has a similar thing. So are we all seeing the same type of pattern, right? You can see how it's getting ready for a push up, right? As we start to see this consolidate, as we're seeing consolidating or drop down a little, you can see how it's getting ready to push up. And it's playing, a lot of these are playing around the ping pong area. So a lot of times this is what you see. So I would encourage you, go through the top 100 and just do what I did, right? And then look at the market cap in relationship to the altcoins, in relationship to the other side, right, of the top four. And you see that start to pick up and money start to funnel into that, then you need to start paying attention to, all right, where do I want to play? Look at the good coins that are showing higher highs and higher lows, the coins that are showing strength. Like a couple of these other ones have dropped lower lows and lower highs, and quite a few of the other ones were showing higher highs and higher lows. So obviously, if you're looking to go long, those are the ones you want to play, and especially in a bull market, those are the ones you're going to see 10x, 20x, 30x's, especially if it's at its all-time low or not around the all-time lows, and you're starting to see, the first, like this right here is the first moving average, or excuse me, why I say move back. This is the first real higher high that we saw from this level. Now we're coming back down on Theta, right? Now Theta is starting to find some support. And even though we're still seeing this, it's finding support on moving averages that are institutional moving averages. If you look up, what are the institutional moving averages that institutions use? 50, 100, 200, right? But then obviously I have other moving averages that I use personally, right? That I like to play. Like if we're coming down, we're hitting the 50 period moving average, or coming down and hitting the 100-day, or excuse me, not 100, but 89-day moving average, right? This is one of those things from a simple moving average. I can sit there and if I start to see on a smaller time frame that it's starting to trend up, well, then I can take advantage of that trend, right? That smaller time frame trend. So I can see if we can see him move up out of that. But that's for another day, another time. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, my friend. In a nutshell. Boom.
Well, we've had a good day today, Pedro.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Oh, thank you, thank you, Charles, Mr. Jansen. Appreciate the $2. Something
Oh,
different today.
I missed that.
DGB. Let's check out DGB here real quick. I like it. Boom, boom. DGB.
Chuck Jantz with a $2 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, super chats go right into the fund to help promote the show and get the word out. Thank you to everybody that does that. Obviously, we're not soliciting money from you saying, hey, you got to pay to do stuff, but we appreciate your donations to the cause. It helps us out, helps get the word out, and what it does is even the $2 donation, it tells the YouTube algorithm that something's going on in this channel, and the viewers support the guys putting on the channel and running it, and so they bump it up in the algorithm for that. And so if you're a viewer and you found us just randomly on the YouTube algorithm, please let us know. Please let us know.
It is an open source blockchain and asset creation platform developed by begins in October 2013, and the Genesis block of the DGB token was minted in January. Wow, this thing's been around for a minute. A long-standing public blockchain, cryptocurrency DGB used 5 different algorithms to improve security and originally aimed to improve the Bitcoin blockchain security capability, capacity, and transaction speed. Okay, nice. All right. So it looks like Digibyte. Oh, I've heard of these guys.
Right. We've talked about them briefly a while ago.
Yeah. So you can see here, and let me mark up the chart here real quick. Let's go to the higher time frames. All right, boom. You can see we found support on that 8-period moving average. Let me come right here. So if we continue lower, I'm expecting this to come down to here. monthly demand. Boom. Alrighty, and then let's find a supply area, an area of, there we go. Ooh. So we already boom, find support at these levels here. Traded, retraded. So the next area would then be boom. We're gonna go right here. Come on, where are you at, dude?
Dr. Mitt, a few minutes ago, you asked about if we used the Fibonacci on that one. Pedro doesn't use the Fib much, and I didn't catch the timing right. I don't know which project you're talking about.
Oh, my bad. Oh, Pitma, thank you so much for the $1, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Pit.
That's not a dollar. That is a pound sterling. British pound sterling. Look at that. The king has sent us some money. I don't mean King Ka-ching. I mean King Charles III sent us some of his money through his vassal, Pitmunk. Thank you very much, Pitmunk. We appreciate it very much. As we always say, it goes out to help the channel and get the word out amongst the many YouTube broadcasters out there. We're finding a little niche here at noon. We were on at 10 a.m. Eastern time for a while. It wasn't working out so well, but this one's working out so well at this time frame.
Yeah, not bad at all. So you can see here with Digibyte. Digibyte. You can see here, like, so we came in originally a couple months ago. We tried to push through that 8, kind of sold off, but you can see we definitely pierced it, and the same thing happened here with that 20-period moving average. So I do expect us to see, we had a nice little sell-off at the beginning of the month, so we should see a decent amount of probably buys coming in. Expect maybe a little bit of a sell-off and then see it push.
Dr. Mitt says uses the EMA question mark.
No, I don't use the exponential. I use the simple moving averages. I know it, like, it has, I know the EMA has the weighted for the previous whatever one you want, but I personally find that for myself that I'm always looking for trends, right? Like, my job as a trader is to look for trends that actually happen, and the EMA sometimes gives me false readings on trends, right? So that's why, for me, I use the simple moving averages. That's why you see me looking at this, right? I'm looking for a real trend, where a lot of times I would get faked out on the EMAs, especially like on a daily, right? Like, it's really hard to fake that, right? So I can sit here and see it, boom, 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 1, 2, 3 candles, boom, come down into these lower levels and see it rally up, right? Especially when I'm looking at like my 1 hour, 2 hour charts. Many people who trade look at the 2 hour and 1 hour, and you can find trends, like good trends. Like, here's a good one to explain, right? Boom. We started pushing through the moving averages, came back, retest, explode, boom. This is a 3-day trend. Right, you can see here, like, we had buildup of volume sitting in this area. We came here, pushed through, came back, retest, had a nice little buyer volume or buyer demand wick here. Boom, and then we started continuing, right? So those are
Check says he wants to see the Digibyte come down to 65.0065. How far we got to go to get to that? Is that in your? It's just hard to see your chart here.
Yeah, so I see it actually coming around 7 to 68, at least with this chart here. But it could. So you have a couple areas here. You have that 200-period moving average. You also have this area 0.65. We could. There's an area here, but I always look to kind of encapsulate like the monthly, the weekly, and the daily charts all together, right? Because those are just on more time frames, higher time frames you can look at. And then where I have where buyers, whereas down in these lower levels at 65, there's not, I don't have a monthly, that's down in this level here, 65, right here, and there's nothing sitting there on that monthly. There's nothing sitting there on that weekly area here. I guess weekly here, but it's a small little wick, whereas this one's stronger. I see more here. We came down got demand. We came here, got buyers, and put a higher high in. So I expect this will probably hold on the next retest of this area versus not coming back down to these lower levels. So that's what I'm looking at. But it could, I'm not saying that it couldn't, but it would be more or less like a flash crash. But you have more of an opportunity at that 707 to 687-ish area that I'm looking at. So that's in a nutshell. All right, guys. Awesome blossom.
Yeah, that was we had a good show today. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have got a good crowd with us, but we've been on for 2 hours, and Pedro and I can either do an 8-hour show or a shorter one. But we've been right at about 2 hours lately, and the crowd has been following us well today. As always, kind of as we've been getting a little bit more popular here on the great interwebs. I'd like to go over the stats. On YouTube alone, we had 57 viewers tune in. Behind the scenes is real time. When you're watching it, it's always a couple hours behind because they go back and bot check everything. And at one point, we had 14 people watching at once, which is a very good show for us. And then also on LinkedIn, we had a whole bunch of other viewers. And today we had viewers on Kick. Thank you, Dr. Mitt, for coming over and watching us. You did ask, do we stream every day? 3 or 4 times a week. We've been on a roll lately since our channel's been growing and trying to be more steady at this. And as you can see here, we put together a nice studio. Try to have a little fun with it. I'm trying to teach myself Unreal Engine 5 to do a proper 3D studio and give Pedro his own little investment corner and my pulpit to opine from, as they say. But it was a good show today. If anyone has any last comments or things they want to talk about, we've got about 5 minutes left. Dr. Mitt says, I will be here every time. Where are you coming? Where in the world are you, Dr. Mitt? You in the North America? You in the South America? Where are you? Richard says, thanks, better than regular TV, more interesting. I agree. I agree. Although I started watching Succession this week with Mrs. Straking, and it's already awesome. So I can't wait to do that. Dr. Mitt's in Zimbabwe. Well, that's good. That's a place I have not been to Zimbabwe. I've not been on many places in Africa, but I've not been to Zimbabwe. Thanks for joining in Zimbabwe.
Absolutely. I want to finish up this last little bit for Pit. All right, so you can see here, it depends on where you got in, okay? If you got in at the low levels here for CSIX, C6, I would say, yeah, because it's looking like we're dying off here. You can see how the volume is starting to sell off here. And we can't, we've tried to push up above that, the consolidation here. So I would, and just hold on to that for another good project, right? Maybe get in at again, this is not financial advice, and I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what I would do. So if you got in at launch right here, I would take profit, you know what I'm saying? I would take 60%, 70% of what I had, okay? And then if it does pump, I always talk about, if it pushes through this area, it's going to come back and retest, and you can get in on the retest, right? But at least take profit here. I think you said it was 5, you have 6, 69, 66. So I would look, I would personally take profit there, and then if you do explode, you can always get back in on the retest, right? And at least we'll have a trending, and what that means is we see it go above the previous highs and then come back down. Take and hold on to your bag. It's real important, right? Build your bag, because if you build your bag, you can get on other new stuff and watch those things explode, especially in this bull market coming. Always take profit. What did I say, Tom?
Take profits. Quickly. Go ahead, sir. Finish your thought.
Take your profits, and the reason why we take our profits is so that it allows you to be able to get into other projects that go. Even if you decide you want to get into a what was the one that we saw explode today? What am I forgetting?
Troll?
What it's called? Troll, yeah. You get into a troll, and all of a sudden you look at your bag, and you're like, "Holy crap! I'm up XYZ, nice, right?" But if you can't get into those projects, that means boom, take your profits, make sure you get in. Don't let yourself lose money, okay? We're at this point, like you guys have me, like boom. Like I don't want you guys losing money. I want you guys to be smart. Like I told you with the, Nets. And Nets, it looks like a great project potentially, right? But it was starting to sell off, and I could see people taking profits. So we sat there. I told you guys, look, I would take profit here, pull that money out, and then wait, right? Wait for it to come down to lower levels, right? All right, guys, that's it. That's my rant.
As Dr. Mitt says, always take profit. Yes, and especially when you're in Zimbabwe, take the profit. take the profit and put it in stable coins right away. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great show today. As you can see from the show schedule next to me here, Wednesday, July 17th, we'll be on at 12:15. Got a couple of things to do in late morning, so 15 minutes later than normal. But we will be here with the latest news, the hottest trends, all the greatest fashion, the celebrities. Oh, wait. Sorry, I thought I was TMZ for a minute there. But it was Tom and Pedro instead.
Oh no! But if we ever go that route, man, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna bow out. I mean, but I have to admit, I know this is gonna really bad on me, but I've never been much of a and I'm very open. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. He's my Lord and Savior. So but Tom, that and all this stuff. But so I've been when what's his name? I remember Keanu. No, not Keanu. Kanye West.
Kanye West.
No.
Two very different
Kanye
people.
Kanye West came to Jesus, right? I know it sounds weird. I started paying attention to Kim Kardashian and all that stuff. And I'm actually impressed. Is that she's actually done a lot of stuff for people. I always thought she was this the degenerate, right? Just looking to make money. And when I found out, dude, she legit. If we ever were to have. If we had that poll one day, I would want to bring her on and be like, look, I want to ask you these questions. What made you decide? Because you were all about, and it could be that she had kids, right? She had 3 kids, right? I think 3 or 4 kids, and she grew up. But I would always want to ask, because she's literally fought for people to get out of jail who were wrongly accused. She's trying to pass the bar. I don't know if she did or not, but
she did. She eventually did, yeah.
She did, dude. I just think that's awesome. I think that is impressive, and I think she could have just sat back and still make billions and billions of dollars, which she does, but she could just fly around the world and do nothing for the rest of her life and just be a degenerate partier and doing her own thing, and I respect that. Anyways, that sounds weird. We were talking about interviewing and all the latest trends and all that TMZ, but don't you think that'd be an interesting thing? Because she wasn't a crypto on the last bull run. She got into it a little.
I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. And on behalf of Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, and on behalf of myself, have a great day. We will see you tomorrow. So be there.